We have 6 candidates for 4 open board positions this year. Our candidates are Kathy Bruno, Debbie Virgilio, Sheila McCann, Joe Miller, Sheila Tillery, and Deb Ward. I'm also happy to let you all know that our new CEO, Brian Bray, started yesterday, was his first day, and he has been able to join us on the call as well today. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give each candidate an opportunity to talk about themselves and what they plan to do as a GPA board member. Each candidate will have up to 5 minutes to speak. I will be timing the candidates. I will try and give you reminders of how much time you have left to speak. And then we'll also do the candidates in alphabetical order if anybody has any questions on that. So with that, I'm going to ask Kathy Bruno if you could go ahead and start.
Okay, thank you. Again, I'm Kathy Bruno. I'm a grant professional with over 25 years of experience working with a wide variety of entities on grant projects. I have my GPC, having sat for the inaugural GP exam in Arlington in 2007, and will be recertifying for the second time at the end of this year. I also was a board member for National Grants Management Association, worked on a team to help launch the Certified Grants Management Specialist credential, and am in the inaugural group of individuals who were conferred this credential. Some important things to know about me is that I'm very mission-focused and work hard for the organizations that I have served on boards or committees for to help them advance and achieve their goals. I'm a team player, and I work well with all kinds of people. I've learned to study all the options and appreciate others' points of view, even when it might differ from my own. This ability has helped me resolve potential problems on several projects before they cause damage, and it's also created some strong working relationships with individuals across different sectors of public and private enterprise. I have a strong work ethic and would give service to the board a high priority. I do not see this as just sitting on a board of directors. My service to the boards that I have served on has always been a working service. Having just completed my tenure on National Grants Management Association's Board of Directors, I fully understand the importance of the role that directors play in the mission of an organization. I am passionate about the things that I am committed to and will bring that energy and enthusiasm to board endeavors. I would love to be a part of helping GPA meet new challenges and further extend its mark on the grants industry. Two of the things I would really like to see is engaging our membership more and then crossing boundaries to cultivate relationships with more federal agencies and other partners to help GPA extend the scope and reach of its current goal and mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. All right, next is Debbie Virgilio. Debbie, have you had a chance to call in?
I have. I'm here.
All right. Well, I will let you go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Debbie Virgilio. I'm currently serving as president of the GPA, and until yesterday also served as interim CEO during our transition period. I can tell you I also have a strong background in nonprofits. I've worked for county governments, just a variety of entities where I have performed grant professional services, both writing and management. I am a GPC and also sat for the inaugural test in 2007. I am also a certified board governance trainer through BoardSource, and am happy to bring those skills to strengthen GPA. I know that over the next few months we will be undergoing a strategic planning process, and it will be my goal to work with the board and the membership to implement the strategic plan that is developed. We are at an exciting point in time for grant professionals. As you know, the world and nonprofits and government agencies and just everybody is starting to realize the value that grant professionals bring to their organizations. So I look forward to being involved in that. I truly serve GPA with a passion and love the organization. and always want to see what is best for it. I've been able to put my personal opinions aside and really step up and serve in a role that best serves the organization. And I look forward to continuing to do that for 3 more years. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Our next candidate is Sheila McCann. Sheila?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I am so pleased to have a few minutes to talk to you. I am a GPC. I was part of that first group in Arlington, Virginia, and also will be renewing for the second time this year. I'm currently a board member and serving as the board liaison to the Strategic Planning Committee, and finding it a very amazing experience. I have a very strong vision for GPA. In my mind, GPA can be, should be, the leading go-to association for advice, training, information related to grants in the nonprofit community, across federal and state governments. We should be the go-to people, and I would love to be a part of the evolution of the association to get us in that place. My interest in my over 30 years, probably more like 35, but I don't want to say that, 30 years of experience in the for-profit, nonprofit, government, and other industries. I really try to bring all of my experience and the tools and the skills that I've learned to my role as a member of the board. If reelected, I'm looking forward to being of service to the membership and taking the board forward to become absolutely great and absolutely steadfast in supporting our code of ethics and the world of grantsmanship. I'm currently a grant writer. I manage grant programs and love every minute of every day that I do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Our next candidate is Joe Miller. Joe, were you able to join us today? Joe has been traveling this past month, so she may not be able to join us today. So we'll go ahead and move on to Sheila Tillery.
Good afternoon, everyone. As a certified grants management specialist, federal reviewer, and consultant, I've overseen grants and program management efforts for local, tribal, and state entities, and have been responsible for ensuring those activities comply with federal, state, and tribal rules, regulations, goals, and objectives. I've been a member of GPA, formerly AAGP, since 2001. I've served on the Bylaws Committee with the late Chuck Howard, and we all miss him. I did a few presentations at previous conferences and currently serve as the Grants Management SIG Chair. My vision for GPA is that GPA will utilize my lived experiences, the lessons learned, my educational background, and couple them with the best practices in the field to give our membership the opportunity to grow and prosper. I know throughout the years I've always been honored when a newcomer asks me questions and we get into a deep discussion about grants management, their observations, and what I call my pearls of wisdom that I offer to them. We can talk about our successes, the failures, though I believe the majority of applications are good thoughts, though getting it down on paper in a form and format that the reviewers can follow is key. At GPA, we must provide our peers the tools necessary to effectively conceptualize, plan, develop, implement, and report on grants across the multitude of grantors. Our profession is forever changing, and we must put forth exceptional grant applications because of, as many of you know, the time for good applications to be funded has passed, and the competition is increasingly tough. We must set the bar for our profession because only the top tier of applications reviewed will be funded. And I know this because I am a federal reviewer. We must provide our membership with the latest information regarding the changes in law or proposed rules and regulations that affect grants. My experience in grants management, nonprofit operations, tribal relations, business administration, human relations, and organizational development has given me the breadth and depth of expertise necessary to serve as a member of the GPA board. Many of our clientele, do not have the capability to bring on a full-time grant staff. Therefore, we must educate the public and organizations that we serve of our professions, the value that we bring to them, and in doing so, hold ourselves to the highest ethical and professional standards. Believe me, the federal government certainly appreciates an informed grant person that is well-versed in the profession, be it a program director, grants manager, or grant reviewer. As I stated earlier, I started out working at a homeless shelter, and that's where I received my indoctrination by fire, as I always tell everyone. And from the homeless shelter, I moved to the second largest housing authority in the state of Oklahoma as grants administrator. From there, I moved on to a small tribal nation located in north central Oklahoma, and then kind of landed and planted my feet at the State Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. I've received several honors and awards, including the governor's recognition for an operation that we put together that actually tracked the grants process life cycle from conceptualization to closeout. It took us about a year and a half. And just recently I received NGMA's Distinguished Service Award, which I was very honored to receive. And I have been a member of NGMA and GPA for about the same length of time. I look forward to sitting on GPA's board of directors, and I appreciate this opportunity to present my experiences and expertise. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. And our final candidate is Deb Ward.
Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Deb Ward. I'm currently the Associate Director of Development for Grants for Gunderson Medical Foundation in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I have a master's degree in philanthropy and development from St. Mary's in Minnesota. However, even though I'm out here in the Midwest, I'm actually a native East Coaster. I was born and raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My background is primarily in writing grants for a variety of different types of nonprofit organizations, and then in 1998, I started my own full-time consulting business. And in 2010, I was hired to be the grant writer for the Gunderson Medical Foundation. And as I said today, I'm the Associate Director of Development for Grants. I'd say over the last 20 years, I've certainly presented a lot of my own workshops on grant writing, how to research grants, what to do with grants once you get them. I do have 2 books published about grantsmanship, one about writing proposals and one about managing grants. And I was also recently wrote some parts of chapters for the nonprofit consulting playbook that was published by Charity Channel Press. I would like to see GPA take more of a role with the grant maker side of the grantsmanship process. I think that certainly all of us could be a very big help to funders who are looking to develop or revise RFPs. I think it might be vital to look at maybe starting a separate membership category for grant makers so that those folks would interact with us on a more frequent basis, maybe even having some grant maker sessions at the annual conference. I've served on a variety of boards and committees. At the local level, I'm currently the chair of the Winona Fine Arts Commission. I serve on the development committee for the Winona Symphony Orchestra, and I'm also on the development committee for Project FINE, which is an organization that serves immigrants that move to my community. And I really love doing that. Being a grant writer, it's pretty easy to get invitations to be on boards because everybody's always looking for help, but I do try to be somewhat selective in the boards that I get on, the ones that really can use my expertise and use it well. I've served as a state and a federal reviewer, and I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to add. I would be very, very honored to serve on the board of GPA.
Thank you, Deb.
Sure.
Well, I appreciate all of you taking the time to introduce yourselves to our membership. Now we're going to go ahead and open it up for questions.
Barb, could I ask a question?
Enter your questions into the chat box.
Could somebody put their phone on mute? There's a lot of background noise.
Give me just a second.
The conference has been muted.
Okay. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and open it up for questions. You can enter your question into the chat box if you're on the web, or if you would like to ask a question, to unmute your line, you are going to hit *7. I can never remember if it's 6 or 7. *7 to unmute your line if you have a question. Give everybody a minute or two to think here. Well, if there are no questions, I would like to thank everybody for joining us today and taking the opportunity to meet your candidates for your GPA Board of Directors. Again, we have 6 candidates and we have 4 open positions. The online ballot went out today. Pre-conference voting is open until September 13th. Ballots must be turned into the office by 5 p.m. on September 13th. Or you have the opportunity to vote at the conference on Thursday, November 14th. The elected candidates will be announced on our lunch on Friday at the conference. Again, thank you all who've joined us today, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. Please stand by.